Hi, welcome to MagicGatheringStrat. I'm Dan, and it's time to continue talking about M15, and the time has come for the red commons. We've done the green and the black. So the red commons in order of power in drafts, given that you don't have a synergistic deck of some sort, in case you find one in M15. Lightning Strike sticks out as the most powerful red card by far, pretty much. Turns out that paying 1 extra mana for Lightning Bolt is still a pretty good deal, like we know from Terra's block. Borderland Marauder. Red is very aggressive, and this guy is super aggressive, and his 2 toughness makes him a lot better than Oresco's Swiftclaw. I like Inferno Fist perhaps more than others, perhaps because I like the Broodkeeper deck, but and Inferno Fist has disadvantages. It's not a straight up removal spell, but quite often, if you time it correctly, you can get in 2 extra damage and then burn away something. So play it carefully, don't play it into removal or bounce, but I think it's still quite solid. And I think we're dropping quite a bit when we get down to Generator Servant as number 4. But the value of Generator Servant depends a lot on what kind of bombs you have. Because if you can power out something huge like a soul on turn 4, that's pretty nasty. Krenko's Enforcer does a lot of work. He's one of the reasons why Bronze Sable is so good in this format. Scrapyard Mongrel, it's hard to get the artifacts to power him, but he's still decent as a hill giant. Not the best, but if you have like 3 artifacts, you will have the advantages a lot of the time. And I like this guy. Crowd's Favor, combat tricking for 0 mana, really good. Very hard to play around. Still just a combat trick, and it will suck when you draw only that and have no creature to play it on. That's why I prefer all the creatures above it. And personally, I will take Rough Rider over Crowd's Favor, but I think I'm very alone in that. So if you agree, please post in the comments. But Rough Rider is a beater, and just what red needs. Rummaging Goblin plays an important role in the red deck against control decks, because control decks have a lot of problems with Rummaging Goblin. But against aggressive decks, you should consider sideboarding him out, because he doesn't block very well and he doesn't attack very well. He just wins the long games. Blast Firebolt, 6 mana for 5 damage. That's not good, but that's what we get, and you need a removal. So and if you ever get to 2-for-1 someone with it, then have a party, invite me. Torchfiend, I'm main decking Torchfiends all the time, and then people told me, hey, we don't main deck Torchfiends, but I will still main deck 1. I think it's excellent, and I killed a great deal, a couple, a few, some Juggernauts with it. And I want to kill more Juggernauts with it. So yeah, I love it. Thundering Giant, very unexciting. I think it's and Miner's Bane the same. I think the format is full of 5 and 6 drops and you can't afford to play too many of them. So you better find something better than Thundering Giant or Miner's Bane. Forge Devil. People are very, very split on Forge Devil. It's very easy to get rotty, results oriented when you think about Forge Devil, because the time when you kill an Elvish Mystic and say everything is so nice, but then you draw this guy in turn 7 and he does nothing. So I'm not convinced that he's really good, but here maybe it's better than Miner's Bane or Thundering Giant. What do you think? Hammerhand is really deceptive because it does too little for a card. It only helps you when you're winning. When you're at parity, maybe it helps you. When you're losing, it truly sucks. And during development, you don't really want it. And you definitely don't want Wall of Fire. If you have an extremely defensive blue-red deck, maybe, but why are you playing an extremely defensive blue-red deck? Foundry Street Denizen, realize how bad this card is. 1/1s for 1 mana don't make the cut, and this guy is a 1/1 for 1 mana. And there are, maybe he's a 2/1 some turns, but not very often. I think you can only play Foundry Street Denizen in your main deck if you're mono red. And if you're mono red, you are in for a good draft. Lava Axe, only good when you're winning. Only good when you are the beatdown against the control deck. And you need to close out the game because they have seized control. But what if they have 6 life? Then it's worthless. So I'm not impressed. I think playing Lava Axe is a mistake, and that you are giving your opponent a free mulligan. And of course, Clear Path is the last skill tester still in the core set. You heard the news about the core sets. There will be no more core sets after M16. And I mainly draft core sets, so I will have to draft a lot of M15 and M16, because then the party is over. Thank you for watching.